In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to implement the do-until loop in Power Automate, a fantastic tool for automating repetitive tasks and processes. We'll walk you through a practical example showing how to loop until a counter reaches the number 5. Let's dive right in. To start off, the first thing we need to do is initialize a variable. This is an important step because it sets up the groundwork for our loop. You'll want to create a variable by using the initialize variable action. Let's give this variable a name to easily identify it later on, so we'll call it counter. It's crucial at this stage to assign it an initial value, and we'll set this to 0, which will serve as our starting point for counting. Now that we've got our variable ready, we move on to setting up the loop condition. You'll find this option under the loop condition action. Here we define the parameters for when our loop should continue running. We set the first operand to the counter and the operator to less than, with the second operand as the number 5. What we are essentially telling Power Automate here is to keep looping as long as the counter is less than 5. This forms the core logic of our automation process. Inside the loop condition block, you can add various actions that are required to execute during each iteration of the loop. Firstly, you might want to display a message or log the current value of the counter. This step is particularly useful if you want to track the progress of your loop or debug your process. Following that, we need to ensure the counter increments with each loop iteration. Use the increase variable action to add 1 to the counter. This step is vital because without incrementing the counter, the loop would go on indefinitely, potentially causing errors or freezing the automation. Additionally, you can opt to include a delay action to pause briefly during each loop iteration. Let's say 1 second. Although optional, this pause can be incredibly handy if you want to observe the loop in action more clearly, or if the actions within the loop require some time to complete between iterations. As the loop condition is structured to stop once the counter reaches 5, your loop will cease operations at that point. After the loop ends, you may want to include a series of actions that need to be executed after the loop completes, whether it's sending a notification, logging a final output, or triggering another flow. This is where those post-loop actions should be placed. By following these steps, you now have a loop in Power Automate that will successfully and efficiently execute until the desired count is reached. Don't hesitate to experiment with these principles to adapt them to your specific automation scenarios.